All right.
And we're back.
So Clash of the Castle wrapped up, and we're here to review it. We watched the press conference, so sorry if it took a little
Hot
time
minute.
to get to recording. We're getting to it a little bit too late, but it is what it is.
And we had to change, clothes because I was a little hot in my Cody hoodie for the last few hours.
Yeah, plus this room gets a little warm. So we're gonna start off with the match that I had a feeling was gonna be the best match of the night, and I feel like I was valid in saying that. I agree with my statement.
And I do too.
The I Quit match. It was a phenomenal match. I I loved the usage of the handcuffs when I thought it was going to be tax. It was a pleasant switch up. Um
I called it before the announcers did about why the heck are the keys in the bag, seriously, but that was funny.
what made me laugh was the moment where the crowd just started chanting "fuck you, AJ."
I do appreciate that Peacock is no longer self-regulating and messing up the show for us.
Right,
So we
right.
actually got to see people flipping off and hear those kinds of chants. Um, and I just have to say, during the pre-show, the announce team, specifically Biggie and KO, who by the way, KO is my spirit animal, is as well. We love him. But they were talking about how Cody Rhodes brought his mama to the show, and you just shouldn't do that, blah blah blah. And I'm going, wait, but it's Mama Rhodes. Yeah, you don't mess with Mama Rhodes
I'm a
ever.
Rhodes.
Mama Rhodes will end you herself, but also Mama Rhodes, first of all, Mama Rhodes is going to kill you herself. She's a little Cuban woman and she was married to Dusty. Don't mess with Mama. But aside from that, her son, don't mess with his mama. So if he brings Mama Rhodes, you're dead. Especially if you go over and talk smack to Mama Rhodes. And what happened?
Smacked the taste out his mouth.
Christ, AJ out, smacked the living, not once, not twice, but thrice. She slapped the living out that boy. I love me some Mama Rhodes. Don't mess with Mama.
But AJ's heel work was phenomenal.
And did I not call it at the end?
Oh, you did. Well, I called the blading. I called that Cody was gonna blade early. AJ was gonna bleed later. Um, she called that at the end when AJ said I quit and Cody was about to hit him with the stairs. She was like, he's gonna hit him anyway.
He's gonna hit him anyway because he messed with Mama.
And
And Cody's been on some slight heel mess. So,
it's Homelander Cody Rhodes. He's not quite a heel. He's not quite. He's still the face. But he's
uh,
kind of like a Stone Cold face, in which he's an Attitude Era face. It's all about fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
yeah.
That's the attitude he kind of gives off is you can't contain me. And I I thought it was funny. Um Santi's app on YouTube. I follow him on Twitter because he's one of my favorite wrestling content creators. He posted Mama Rhodes, and then it's gonna be Bullet Club rules, which I thought was funny because I was reading this after the match when Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa of Gorillas of Destiny from the Bullet Club came out. AJ was there. I'm like, damn, where's Finn and the Good Brothers? It
Right?
could be a whole Bullet Club squad jumping reunion?
And I love me some Tamatonga. But then he jumped my boy. That hurt. That hurt a little.
Yeah, but it also made me happy to see Kevin Owens and
Oh, yeah.
Randy Orton come. First of all, Kevin Owens came running out like Sami Zayn was the one in danger, bro. But it was in reality, he just had a green light to go attack Solo, and he was like, "Let me go!" Like he was going for Solo.
It was like some of my favorite people are all here fighting right now. I am just loving this.
I I love Randy. I was wearing the Randy shirt earlier. I love Cody. Kevin Owens is our spirit animal.
Yes.
Like he's great. I saw it and I went, oh, it reminds me of like when Monday Night Raw used to just throw anybody together. For example, Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, and John Cena against the Shield. Like,
Still.
um, especially with Solo doing the triple double power bomb,
Oh my
like,
God, love it.
oh, the triple power bomb. But it's just I really do enjoy what the new bloodline has been doing because I've thoroughly enjoyed Tamatonga.
Oh yeah.
Kongaloa, I'm indifferent with him right now. Solo, I feel like, is making major improvements, even with that little bit he was on screen tonight. I feel
Oh, I
like
loved it because he
I
just
feel like
came and
that was
stood beside him and starts clapping, and I'm like, oh
it.
God,
It
ah,
looked it looked like A, some good heel work,
I liked it.
and B, it fit the vibe of like, oh, everybody's cheering. I'm not the one attacking you.
I thought it was good. I thought it was good. He's doing a great
He's
job.
channeling a different
I like it.
energy than Roman, which is good.
It's coming.
It's I'm looking forward to what Solo becomes because I do genuinely believe that I feel my three guys that I can't wait to see what their career turns into as far as younger stars go is Braun Breaker, Dominic Mysterio, and Solo Sikoa. He's the son of Rikishi but acts like Umaga. And he was under the wing of Roman. His brothers are the Usos. Like, there's just so much going for Solo. And he was kept in that little shell of the enforcer of the bloodline for a good chunk. And
Well,
now he's finally getting to start to take some steps.
and you are required by birth to love anything from Rikishi. So
Rikishi's the man.
I met Rikishi literally the night before this young man was born, and Rikishi is just the sweetest, most amazing person on the planet. So yes, all of his family are in with us automatically.
Yeah. Um,
Not sorry.
but yeah, so I thought the post-match jumping from the new bloodline probably going to lead to a six-man tag match between new bloodline versus Cody Rhodes and RKO.
I'm loving it.
I love them.
That's awesome.
See,
I'm excited.
I was a fan of RK Bro. So now that Riddle's gone, sadly, but
I'm loving RKO.
real
That
life
one's that
happens.
one's fun.
Real life happens. It interrupts wrestling sometimes. Riddle is no longer with the company. But Kevin Owens and Randy Orton is a dynamic duo that I didn't know I needed, and I never once complained about. I've been appreciative. And
I'm
I
loving
thought
every
it
second.
I thought it was funny that they really flew Randy to Scotland just to make two saves. But he also got some of the biggest pops in those two saves. So, like, I don't.
If you're not a Randy fan, I just don't know what to tell you. You seek help.
Daniel.
Oh, I'll smack him around later. All right.
On to um, we didn't talk about Cody going to sleep or the phenomenal forearm getting
Oh my
thwarted.
God, that phenomenal forearm getting thwarted by the chair.
I was not prepared for that. I was like, is Cody gonna super kick him out of it again? Or I was like, or is he gonna like catch him? Like what? Because Cody's countered the phenomenal forearm a couple different ways by now. So I'm like, what's he gonna do this time? Then I just see a chair come flying at him, and I'm like, oh, he wasn't trying to play no games once AJ put the chain around his arm.
And him going to sleep, that was just not expected. And
No,
the ref's just like,
he has to say I
he
quit.
can't say I quit. He's sleeping. And AJ's just like,
Fuck
fine,
it, I'll
I'm gonna
wake his
wake him.
ass up.
I'll wake him up.
He
And
said,
Cody's
I'll
already
wake his ass up.
sitting up when he comes in with the water, so he just like pours some and hits him in the head with it. I'm like, it's the move. Feel that.
Oh, we didn't mention that narrow ass hallway.
Yeah, what was that? So we're sitting here going, all right, I don't know how the rest of these people are, but we think I'm sitting here going, I would have been like, oh, so that's how you get to Gorilla? All right, come on, man, let's head through that door. And then we just go this way, and you can go Gorilla. Let's
And it's even funnier because why was that hallway so narrow?
Yeah, I was like, that is the narrowest hallway. Aren't Scottish people like big? I mean, look at Drew.
Look
Look
at
at Piper.
Piper. And
Dude,
I
these
don't
are
want to
like
see
tiny
either one of
people.
them in that hallway.
These pocket people. Why is that hallway so tiny? Anyway,
Hell, I don't even think Bailey's hips could fit through that hallway.
her hips do not
Like,
lie.
I'm sorry.
Nah, fool.
That hallway looked a little too narrow. I'm too claustrophobic.
I mean, I think maybe Liv Morgan could fit through that hallway, and that's about it.
That ain't the hallway she jumped Rhea Ripley in, that's for sure.
Heck no, Rhea ain't fitting in that hallway. Come on now, I don't know how those two boys fit through that hallway.
Sideways, they kind of
Oh yeah, they
sliding.
kind of slid.
They did.
They
They were kind of like hugging and kind of sliding.
slide to the left, slide to the right.
Um,
Moving on.
yeah, moving on to the tag match where I was right. I called
I was wrong, but I did concede that he had a good point and was probably right.
Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. I did not know about Alba Fire apparently having a family tragedy. Um, and them being from Scotland, that was a really good, wholesome moment. Very happy for her. I also thought they should get the win anyway because they were the tag champions that never lost in NXT. They got brought up and just kind of were forced to vacate their titles. They were in a feud with the Kabuki Warriors, and then Jade and Naomi and Bianca Belair get thrown together, and then they're just sidelined. I'm glad that the witches, the unholy union, whatever they go by now, got their moment in their home crowd. I'm very happy for them.
Yeah, so
Shayna and Zoe look fucking phenomenal.
yeah, they did. Now to address something you had said in our earlier video about maybe Bianca and Jade splitting up, I don't see that happening anytime soon just because I feel like as awesome as Jade is, she has a lot of work to do as far as performing. Her physicality is amazing. She's got that, but I'm just like, and with me, I'm an actress at heart. So she has zero facial expression when things are going on. Um, like she doesn't look like she's in pain. She doesn't look like somebody just caught her in a choke or whatever it is. It's always just like, no matter what's happening to her. Um, there was a botch, but she did a good job playing it off, so that was impressive. That's why I say her physicality's pretty good. She still has some room to grow, but the facial expressions are just not there. And I don't know if all the makeup is trying to cover it, but that ain't the move. Like you got to move your face. You got to move your mouth. Got to move your cheeks,
And I feel like all of that comes with
eyes.
house shows.
Yeah.
And I feel like for the purpose of her getting better, it's like Roman Reigns. You can only protect for so long.
Mhm.
Once you reach a certain caliber, they're nitpicking anyway.
Yeah.
You gotta sink or swim at that point. And Roman sank because Vince refused to acknowledge that it was sink or swim. He tried to just keep peddling the same thing,
Right.
which Triple H doesn't want to do. So, like, when I say they should split up, I feel like Bianca getting injured could force Jade to be a solo act, or not treating Bianca and Jade as a tag team as far as house shows.
Right.
And if the Unholy Union are not on SmackDown, there is no reason for them to be in a tag match because Unholy Union's there. If they're not in a title match, they're in a number one contenders match. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and Alba Fire and Isla Dawn can be there for hype for a rematch type of dealio. I feel like with the Raw main event scene, sh as far as women going, the top, right now it's rough and I feel like losing Nia Jax is hurting Raw more than anything right now. Because at least Nia Jax could have still won Queen of the Ring. She could have continued a rivalry with Lyra Valkyria, which would have freed up Damage Control to feud with the champion.
Right.
But it's just there's a lot of there's a lot of iffy stuff going on with the women's division. And I feel like that's why Bailey couldn't really afford to lose right now, is because she's kind of in the same position Becky was in with
Yeah,
Rhea's injury. If she was supposed to lose at this PLE, that gets postponed because Rhea got vacated. That was our like dominant women's champion. That was the someone has to hold this belt for a long time.
right.
And like Cody and Drew or and Damian both got their belt at the same time. Honestly, Damian's put more into the belt, but that's just because I feel like with Cody, there's less of a storyline because we're all waiting for Roman and The Rock and what's going to happen with that continuation. So it's unlikely that he's going to lose to anyone before that they return. But I feel like if you're going to keep Bianca and Jade together, you need to treat Jade at least as a solo act as far as house shows go
Oh yeah, because she
because
needs that
she need
practice.
because I feel like that's what's failing her with or that's what's let like making it worse with the facial expressions is with the tag team she wasn't part of the actual match for the most part. She was part of the ending sequence. She usually didn't have to sell all that much. And in a multi-woman tag match where there is no tag out, her flaw or where there is tag outs, but it's a lot more chaotic. You can always be involved in the match. She spent most of the match on the ground. I think the pressure really did get to her. And I feel like it's because they cushioned her a little too much with the tag team. I feel like she either should have been brought in and put directly into a tag team, or she should have been brought in and sink or swim.
Yeah.
There, and I get what they're trying to do. They tried to bring Jade in as a message for the Jordan Graces of the world. Like, yeah, we will bring you in and make you a star. Because the Jade package, minus the tag team, up until the tag team, the Jade package, if it was Jordan Grace, she would be a world champion right now. It would have happened. I'm glad WWE didn't pull that trigger. Like, I am honestly glad. Because who would she have beat? Would it be Bailey? Because I don't like that idea. Would it be Rhea or whatever would have happened with Rhea's belt? Because I wouldn't have liked the idea of Jade just stomping Rhea with no ring experience. It's just,
I don't know.
I agree with you that
Yeah,
Jade does
she's.
need a lot more work. I just don't
I
know
mean,
if it
because I'm just like looking at Alba Fire and Isla Dawn,
will look
like
phenomenal
I'm saying, like
now. Like
they,
their
I
character
have not
work has
gotten to
improved
watch them much because I started watching NXT late and they had already been brought up to the main roster and then not utilized hardly at all.
because Damage Control when EO
I mean,
cashed in got sent over to
it just
SmackDown.
wasn't, they weren't there. And I have to say, like,
That's the one
Alba
thing about the
Fire
women's tag
had
division.
Alba Fire had a rope slip, and I mean, if you didn't know that was a rope slip, you couldn't tell because she landed perfectly.
She
She
saw that
saved
or
that
she
a
felt
hundred
that her foot
percent,
was about to slip and that she didn't have the time to stop and launch
and
and she just sent it and she was maybe off by like that much. Like it was
and facial expressions. If Jade Cargill wants to learn facial expressions and how to sell stuff, she needs to sit there and watch Isla Dawn because Isla Dawn is cracking me the heck up. She
oh
is selling
everything
everything 112%, and I'm
to the
loving it.
tingle down her arm, bro.
Like,
Like
dude, she's killing me, and I'm loving it. She's selling it. She might be
well,
overselling it,
Bianca
but
too.
dude, do it. Well,
Like
she's not paying attention to Bianca.
let's be real.
She's not learning from Bianca, so
Jade
watch the white girl.
Jade looked the worst in that match, in my opinion. And she was in there with two tag team experts in Isla Dawn and Alba Fire.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in there with two wrestling veterans,
Yep.
Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, who I'm sorry, ever since Ronda Rousey left, I feel like Shayna Baszler has had a ceiling
100%.
removed. Ever since they broke up that tag team and that MMA rules
Oh my
match is
gosh,
in the
yes.
rear view, Shayna Baszler is looking like, for lack of better words, a fucking stud.
But honest, those two, Shayna and Zoe, I love me some Zoe Stark, but they're not really a great example of how to sell the facial expressions. They don't not do it, but for Jade to find somebody to really help her grow,
Well, I'm
I'm
saying
just saying
like
out of everybody in there,
Shayna and
she's
Zoe get away with the minimal
yeah,
because they're brutal.
they're doing what they're
Jade,
doing.
lean into that at least. If you can't sell facial expressions,
Then look
at least try
mean.
to get the yes, at least
But
try to get the bare minimum.
she's got that great smile. I mean, when she does this and she's
I
got that,
I get it. That's
which is
why
why
she
I'm
should be
saying,
facial expression. She should watch Randy.
for her,
She should
for
watch Randy.
her, she may be out of everybody in that ring because she's clearly not learning from Bianca
Oh, and Isla
because she
Dawn
hadn't
loves
picked
her
it up.
smile. You can
That's
tell.
why I'm saying she hadn't picked it
Yeah,
up from Bianca. So then look at Isla Dawn because Isla Dawn is, I mean, the best match for you as far as what's going on in that ring of people that were with you because you're not going to get it from Bianca or you would have started by
we need to
now,
get Mark Henry on the phone. He needs to talk to his girl.
right?
Because yes, he's responsible for Bianca too, but look at Bianca, superstar.
Right.
I don't know if I've said Bianca's been a part of some mediocre matches since I've started watching, but I never put the blame on her.
Mm-mm.
We watched her at a live show and it was one of the worst matches on that show. And I looked at my mom and I said, I feel like that was Asuka's fault. Like Asuka was
100%.
not
It was
giving
not on
enough.
Bianca, and there's only so much you can do. You can't
Bianca was
carry the
giving
whole match.
110% at a house show
You,
in Charleston.
you can't carry the whole match.
Like it was,
I mean, she tried.
I just feel like Bianca is getting underutilized by being in this tag team.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like,
But she's trying to bring somebody else up, and she's still new.
yeah, she's still within her first 4 years and she's already been this dominant of a champion, multi-time champion, had feuds with Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch,
Yes,
Sasha Banks.
she's amazing. But yeah,
Her first 3 years,
look,
she
but
3 and
if
0 at
Jade's not,
WrestleMania,
it Jade's not learning it from her, then save Bianca and just
and
tell
send
Jade,
Bianca to Raw.
let Bianca go do her thing,
Trade
because
Bianca to Raw.
don't keep dragging Bianca down. Bianca's too good for this.
Yeah, especially with what we know from her show with Montez,
Oh God, I love
with
me.
what
I
she
love
is
it.
sacrificing for this career.
Yes.
Don't let her get dragged down just to hopefully prop up someone else who isn't taking what she needs to from her. Not everybody can work just because you want them to. For example, I'm pretty sure the
I
Drew
feel like
McIntyre
maybe
faction
it's
with Jinder
because they're
Mahal was
both
supposed to work.
older.
I think it's because they're both very similar. They got into wrestling later in life. They
They're
were
both older.
bodybuilders.
Like,
They're both collegiate athletes. Like
yeah,
they're they
they're
have
both
their
toward the end part of their career
the
because
only
of their
difference
age.
is I feel like Bianca got picked up by NXT and that's what saved her was getting to work with people like Triple
Yeah,
H and Shawn
and you've
Michaels
got
and Rhea Ripley and all these
and
women and
because
wrestlers that
Jade
were
was
in
in
NXT.
AEW, y'all are just gonna let her skip NXT, which okay, fine, but I feel like that's a disservice. I mean, maybe she
I
doesn't need
feel
to
like
be there for 5 years
I feel
because of
like
her
the
age,
longer she's
but
been there, the more she needed a run in NXT.
yeah, like I like AEW too, but they don't have NXT, and that's their problem.
I don't
Well,
watch
one of their
AEW.
problems. I do watch NXT or NXT. Of course, I watch NXT. I love it. No, I do watch AEW. But here lately, I'm more watching matches occasionally and listening as I wander around my house to other matches. So it's gotten less entertaining lately. But anyway, I digress.
So, why did Jade tap out 9 times?
Yeah, like when she was in the choke with,
Shayna.
she was like punch tapping, like it was weird.
Like
I'm sitting here going, she tapped. Oh, she tapped again. She's tapping.
my only thought was like maybe she was trying not to like visibly tap, but she was trying to let Shayna know like, "Hey yo, you're choking me, loosen up a little bit." But I don't know. It just looked weird how many times she tapped her in a short amount of time.
That was a lot of tapping.
Uh, then we got Canada's own El Generico, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, so we called that one wrong
Yeah,
because we both thought that Sammy was gonna lose due to cheating from what did you call him? Daddy
Chatty Daddy,
Chatty Daddy.
Chatty Daddy Gable.
So we were wrong.
That's what Santi calls him.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
Santi mark. Like I
Thanks,
gotta admit it.
Monty.
I gotta admit it. Santi's
I
app
do love
is the
Santi.
superior YouTuber.
Yes, well, we love him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were both wrong on that front. But on the plus side, it does look like the
Otis turn is
Otis
coming.
turn is coming much sooner than later. Mainly because,
Chad keeps fucking with Maxine.
yeah, don't mess with Maxine.
Who, by the way, I love her. She
She
is
facial expressions,
she
that
is
girl can act.
hilarious. She is hilarious because it's just the fact that I know she is not actually an airhead ditz kind of a person, but Maxine Dupree is definitely an airhead, and that's why she was wearing a big ass high heel
Oh my
and a
God.
fucking ankle boot.
I died. I saw her come out. It took him like maybe
I
five.
was not paying
It was
attention
like
to the
five,
seat.
ten
I'm
minutes
sorry.
later that he said something about it, and I'm like, yeah, I noticed that when she came out, and I started dying laughing. He's like, oh, I wondered why you were giggling over there. I'm like, cause I noticed her wearing that damn boot and a friggin' spiked heel, and I'm like, what an idiot. Like, but
It was funny, but her facial expressions are very good.
she is good.
She, I swear,
She never drops character
she
ever.
doesn't ever have to take bumps, in my opinion. Like when she's there, unless there's like a match that she's a part of, she shouldn't even be taking bumps. But like the way she sells, it's like I kind of hope she takes a bump because, bro, she's got it down. She knows how to take a bump. She knows how to sell with her face and her body, and she knows how to sell a moment in
Yeah,
general. And it's so great to see how quickly she has picked all of
she
this
is an
up.
actress. Whether or not she's a wrestler, people are debating that point, but she is an actress.
She is an actress and she is a athlete.
Yeah,
I will die on that hill.
yes, she's good. And I
Uh,
have the acting background. I can back up. She is an actress.
Otis is super over as
Oh
soon
my
as he
God.
stood up to protect Maxine from Chad.
Oh my God. The pop
Oh,
was
the pop
massive.
was crazy. I wanted the decibel meter in that moment.
Yeah, I did not see it in that moment. It probably went over to at least 115.
I think that might become like a thing is when they start seeing that this shit rises. As soon as they're like, oh, this moment might hit a pop. Let's go ahead and get it ready. And here's the moment. Pop's happening, click it. Ooh,
Like, hey, can you
152.
guys come back to this town? Nah, man, y'all didn't even hit 130, so no. Our ears were never in danger.
That was crazy about it. What is it in
It
the
was
France?
France. Yeah.
Yeah, in France they
Lyon,
were like,
France.
yo,
They kept getting the alerts, which is why I think they got this decibel meter so they could see like what it's getting to.
and now Triple H done issued a challenge.
I mean, he didn't say it like that, but yeah, it's a
He said
challenge.
now we can measure who's the loudest. That's a challenge. The loudest city this year gets Mania next year, Oh my God. I love that man. I
Focus.
swear. I
Focus.
swear. But yeah, I think it's going towards Chad getting turned on by Otis Pause. Otis turning on Chad. Um,
We don't need to know all that.
I think that might get interrupted. It might not happen this Monday because I think the debut of the Howdy Bunch might happen.
Yeah.
But I think they might be in the middle of a segment.
Uncle Howdy is 100% or something with that is 100% happening. They even showed the
They're
countdown.
doing something on Monday.
Howdy is
It's inevitable.
coming. It is inevitable
And
around 9 o'clock, an hour into Raw, according to the countdown.
not
So,
even halfway through.
no, about an hour in, something with Uncle Howdy is a happening. You have been warned.
Next is our girl Bailey and Piper Niven, which that match was, as I expected, a phenomenal match. It was very good. Bailey looked great. Piper looked great.
Piper did a great job.
Chelsea had me laughing, and then she got DQ'd or she got ejected.
Well, she poked
She
the
poked the
she
ref in the
poked the
eye.
ref in the eye and put her hands
Well,
on
you
him,
shouldn't have
and
been so close. All right, hold on. I need to stop. I'm not a heel commentator. I'm impartial. Um, I
she
love Chelsea
she
Green.
did put her hands on the ref.
Yeah, so she
And
got
you're
ejected.
saying her name wrong. Chelsea Green.
Yeah, I don't hit those octaves, mom.
I do.
Um, but no, I thought Chelsea was the perfect level of comedy to add into the match.
I am enjoying
And I'm
Chelsea.
glad that we got two Chelsea segments that were genuinely hilarious in the first part where she poked the ref in the eye after Bailey broke her hand. And then she gets ejected and she comes back in a pink Rey Mysterio mask and gets involved. And then Santi posted fucking deadbeat Mysterio attention seeker choking around about
Got
Rey
involved in the women's
Mysterio.
match too or something. It was
Yeah, like
great.
it couldn't help but involve himself. He's such an attention
I
seeker.
loved it. That was great.
It's just I just feel like Chelsea is actually getting some decent screen time to be an impactful character, as right now it's more of like a female art truth. She is
I
more comedy
seriously
than
hated her guts a while back, and I have started to really appreciate her. She is grown on me a
I
lot.
did too. I didn't like her when she was with Sonya Deville.
No, she's a virus. She's grown on me.
And then when she was with Piper Niven, she started growing on me, and now I really miss Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. Because like I actually like Sonya, but I feel like Chelsea was the perfect mouthpiece with Sonya. Like I feel like that tag team actually did make a lot of sense looking back. Um, but I was just getting into wrestling. I hated Bailey and now I love her. So like I hated Damian Priest. Now I actually like him. I always loved the Usos.
You had to. Rikishi's kids.
I always liked Roman. Zach hated on Roman because he just liked to hate on the champion.
Yeah, well.
But I always liked Roman. She would not acknowledge, but I was out here
I
throwing up the
acknowledged
ones.
with the middle finger, which apparently is where their acknowledgement comes from. So I guess I was doing it the correct way all along.
I guess.
Who knew? The
Um.
Usos.
So then we got the main event.
Dear Lord.
Let's start with the good. Phenomenal match.
Oh my God.
Drew looked
Oh,
amazing. Damien looked amazing, despite, of course, the botch with the rope that was.
we were starting with the good.
We're leaning into it. The recovery of that botch was amazing.
I was so like,
They played it off so well to the point where we were questioning, was it actually
it
an
was like, was
accident
that
or
a
did they plan
botch?
that?
Did they do that on purpose? How could they have done that? I'm sitting here scientifically trying to figure out how they could have done that purposefully because
It
they were
doesn't make
they were
sense.
playing it off so well. And I'm just like, is he okay? Was that on purpose? Was that an accident? They did such a good job with it, but I could barely pay attention for a few minutes because I was like,
In shock.
is he okay? Oh my God. That was so scary.
And Triple H confirmed that that was a
That was
genuine
not on
accident.
purpose.
And I want to just go ahead and say, I hope Damian Priest didn't
Hurt
seriously
something
hurt
seriously.
something.
Like,
Like I hope he is perfectly fine. Hope he's just a little sore from the normal wear and tear of a match
hope nothing is seriously injured at all. Like,
because
hope he's okay.
I would hate to see two members of the Judgment Day go down without being taken down
Right.
because it's
Well, and I don't
the
want anybody
injuries
to actually be injured.
the injuries are getting rough, and I hate seeing injuries with pro wrestling mainly because, like, for example, Seth Rollins. I love Seth Rollins. not seeing him on screen, it sucks. Knowing that he blew his knee out to give us a great Mania kind of hurts. Like, it's not the best feeling in the world to know that these guys can truly destroy their bodies just to give us entertainment. It's why they do it. It's the reward is the joy that we get, but it does just sometimes scary moments like that just they really stick.
Yeah.
And that one had a lingering effect for the rest of the match for me that I was watching not necessarily what Damien was doing with his upper body, but I was watching how he was stepping. I was trying to gauge whether he was like adrenaline and just avoiding, or avoiding acknowledging the pain, or if he was genuinely okay. Like, I was trying to figure out, does it look like he can't put weight in a specific spot? Did he like hurt a specific area? Because,
Is he fake limping? Is he like when he's not paying attention? Is
because
he walking normally
my
and then
brain
jumping into a limp? Like,
my brain went to some form of ligament, whether it be knee ligaments, hamstring, Achilles.
right.
Like, my brain went to some kind of ligament could have potentially just been ripped,
Yeah.
which you can still do things. It's just not the best idea.
Right.
But these guys are that's what they
This
do.
is what they
So
do. And with that adrenaline happening, it kind of, you can push through some stuff.
I officially on record take back any bad things I've said about Damian Priest since I started watching wrestling, because he has earned every bit of respect up until this point, and watching that botch and the recovery of it. Yes, Drew was also a part of it, but I've given nothing but flowers to Drew McIntyre. Damian Priest deserves every bit of flowers because that man is a bona fide main event caliber talent,
Yes.
and he is a veteran of the game.
And the way that Drew got him out of that, I feel like it took too long, honestly. Like he left him in there for too damn long.
Well, the ref was the
But
one trying, so he was trying to kind of take the eye off of.
I know, but still, but by the time they got him out of there, I feel like you left him upside down in that thing too long. But the way Drew got him out of there,
With the I can't win with him like this,
yeah, that was fucking hilarious. That was perfect. Um,
which makes sense for a heel and a heel matchup to have to pull some card like that. But that's just a
I
testament
was
to
like, that was perfect.
Drew's veteran
I just feel like
experience.
that needed to happen sooner.
Yeah, fair
Um,
enough.
it took way too long. But I understand. I just that took too long. As far as I called the way sort of that the match would end, I said that CM Punk would interfere and Damian would retain. However, I did not anticipate that CM Punk would interfere as a substitute ref because the ref would get taken out. So
Yeah,
I kind of, but I
I
missed a
did
bit.
not anticipate the ref bump.
But I did. Do have to say, when CM Punk slid in as the ref, I immediately knew.
She was like, "What's up with the back of this dude's head?
I
Looks
said, well,
familiar."
first of all, I was like, those aren't ref shoes. And then when his hand went up, I was like, CM Punk. Like, because that was
Okay.
the minute his hand went up, I could recognize the back of the head. So I was like, but the shoes were not all black. I was like, these aren't ref shoes. Like, I don't think I said that one out loud, but it was like there was red on the bottom of the shoes. And so I was kind of
No,
thinking,
I remember hearing you
did I
say
say
the
that one
back
out
of his
loud?
head looks familiar.
I was just
You
like,
said,
but
"Who is that? I know the back of that head."
yeah, but I'm like, I mean, but I do know the back of refs' heads, but I knew that wasn't a ref. Like, but the shoes had red on the bottom, and I'm like, ref shoes I have never seen with color. They're always black shoes, so I knew it was somebody. But with the red, I'm thinking maybe Judgment, not Judgment Day, Bloodline. Because they always got them
Or
red
Street
shoes.
Profits with
Or
the
Street Profits, but why would they? Like, so I was just like, who's got the red shoes? And then the hand went up, and I was like,
the
Punk.
Miz, R-Truth.
I don't memorize everybody's feet. I just know that I've never seen refs with red shoes.
Yeah,
They got black shoes.
yeah,
So that they don't make you look that way when they're counting.
fair.
Saying, I knew.
But yeah, so It was a very good show. Um, I got surprised with the ending of Gable and Samantha Zane.
Samantha.
I don't know why I keep calling him Samantha Zane.
And then
I love Sami
he
Zayn.
doesn't get my old person reference of that. That's a Who's the Boss reference. He thought I was doing my Gunther impression again, or not Gunther,
You said,
Ludwig
you
Kaiser.
said Samantha. That you did. It sounded like you were like,
Raining.
you imagine Frenchie and from the boys
No,
and
stop,
Ludwig
please.
arguing.
Stop. Stop. I will do that impression later on when I've practiced.
Je l'ai vu, moi. But yeah, I thought it was
I'm sorry y'all are
a
having to
very,
witness this.
it was very, very good PLE. Triple H has just been cooking since Mania. Like it's been a constant stream, even with all of the injuries sidelining certain storylines. Like Monday Night Raw kind of just got piranha'd by injuries in the draft, but came out pretty damn good. Like they're still putting on quality storylines in these PLEs. Triple H is cooking like Gordon Ramsay in a kitchen, you know. I still
Well, hopefully there's less cussing, but and it's,
nah, actually,
I
fuck
mean,
it,
it
bring it
is
back,
raw.
bring it back.
It's fucking.
Just uncensor the Rock, bro. Just fuck your story, you know. Just I still can't believe they let both Cody and AJ Blade.
I mean, we knew it was gonna get bloody in there.
It's just the
It's
simple
an
fact
I
of
quit, and
it's the simple fact of
as
we've been in a
AJ
no
said,
blood rule for so long, and now that they're
AJ said
allowing it, it's just
Friday,
like,
AJ said on Friday, we've seen Cody with the torn pec in Hell in a Cell. Like, it's gonna take a lot to make this man say I quit.
yeah.
It's gonna require blood on both ends, like for real.
Yeah. It really and it was a phenomenal match. I still feel like that was by far one of my favorite, not just Cody Rhodes matches, not just AJ Styles matches, but one of my favorite matches of all time.
That was a great match.
Like I put that up there with when I watched Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. You know, like there at WrestleMania. Like there's just so many matches that are very just technically good, story-wise good, just the moments were good and AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes hit and delivered on all of those aspects. Start to finish, it was a very good show. I understand that Drew McIntyre had to be the main event. I understood that the I Quit match was supposed to open the show. It still just kind of shocked us both when we realized that Cody Rhodes
Like
was opening the show.
should have been the
Like
end.
it started with the I Quit match.
That should
It
have been
it
the
was
end.
a
Yeah.
hectic night. Like we were in for a hectic day with the I Quit match at the beginning. But I can't wait to see what happens at Money in the Bank. I'm locking in Braun Breaker.
I'm
And you know
making
what?
no predictions
I'm
yet.
locking in Braun Breaker and Tiffany Stratton. It's Tiffy time.
It's I'm
Although
waiting.
I would love Chelsea Green and
Chelsea
Piper
Green.
Niven to win it. Like
Green have the same pitch.
if Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, like one of them wins it, and you just let Chelsea Green
Maybe
always walk
Tiffy
around
is
with it.
trying to link up with Naya.
That's the
Like that
thing
is
is
friggin' scary.
I still like the idea of
Oh,
our Queen of the Ring and Mrs. Money in the Bank joining forces to be it's Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax.
that
I feel
is
like that would be the
scary.
equivalent of when Shawn Michaels was running with Diesel and it was two dudes with attitudes. Because Shawn Michaels was a problem, Diesel was a problem. Nia Jax, did you see what she did to Lyra Valkyria? That was a Mortal
I did
Kombat
not
finisher.
appreciate that because I do love me some Lyra.
Yeah, like that was a Mortal Kombat finisher.
Yep.
You know?
Stop breaking my buddies.
Tiffany Stratton has been in two championship matches since the draft. She had a feud with Becky Lynch. She had a feud with Bailey that's still actually kind of ongoing. What next? When Charlotte comes back, is Tiffany Stratton going to beat that ass with the prettiest insult
Listen,
ever,
to
too?
me, everything is on a hold. It's all on pause until I see what the heck is going on Monday. Because there is no telling what hell is coming at us. Because a reckoning is coming.
Well, Tiffy's on SmackDown.
Oh, it don't matter because Uncle Howdy is attacking all brands. No one is safe. Joe Gacy, that ain't on Raw or SmackDown. It's gonna be everybody from everywhere, and it's a reckoning. We got like a, I don't know, 3-minute video on how to protect ourselves from what's coming. Run. Like I'm not locking in any predictions till I know what the hell is coming.
Money in the Bank. I feel like it's either Jey Uso or Braun Breaker.
Oh, I'm always going for my main event.
I just don't want Jey Uso to have to
You
win Money in the Bank to win a championship. I feel like
They just need to put him in championships and stop letting him
they
lose.
should have done pulled the trigger on him.
Right?
But all right, Autistic Scribe and MMA Mom signing off.
There's Damien.
Prayers.